Hello everyone, how are we doing today? I don't know why I said it like that, I just felt like it. We're back for more Kubera, have to be sharpish as usual, about 30 minutes, because my parents are currently out, and that's the only time I can really record. They're looking after my nephew, so that's that. So I kind of need to get this done. I don't end up being a nuisance when they are back. But that's beside the point. Let's get into Kubera, shall we? Also, one thing I will say, a couple of you, well, I say a couple, yeah, I think a couple of you have mentioned that there's some stuff after the Golden Night that isn't translated officially that happens between this arc and the next arc. And so the plan for that is what you'll see is I'll finish the Golden Night on whatever week it happens. It'll be the Friday. And then the Friday after that, we will continue immediately into the next arc. But on the Wednesday of that same week, I will probably aim to get a video out of me giving my thoughts on the stuff that happens in between, because I'd rather not risk Webtoon being finicky with me, shall we say, because they have struck my videos before. So anyway, with that being the way it is, that's what will happen. It should either be the same week as the next arc goes up or the week after. It depends on when I can get stuff recorded around my current schedule, but that's again, the future. Let's just get into the Golden Night, shall we? That's strange. It was definitely here. Tear's nameplate. It was definitely here. I saw it with my own eyes. I need to sneeze. Do nameplates get moved or disappear? Oh, sometimes after the person dies, the nameplate disappears. Then, if Miss Tear's nameplate is gone, does that mean... we can't be sure yet. Tear had already resurrected before. She should be seen a little differently from those who put their names up just to prevent resurrection. Season 3, episode 154, The Golden Night 2, 4. Is that related to the Holy Vishnu myth? That your soul is changed when you're resurrected? Right, knowing that fact, there was quite a few who came to put their name on the Do Not Resurrect list. From a perspective that thinks soul equals me, it's natural to think changed soul equals my life gets stolen. It must bother them, of course. It must bother them. Of course they want to prevent it. Mr. Claude, you say as if souls being changed is a fact. Including Ron, most people seem to think it's merely a myth. Oh, did I say it's a fact? Mistake. I should have said it was merely a myth. So you used to know the truth. It seems like, despite having his memories gone, or seemingly having his memories gone, the some parts of it are definitely still in there. Is there a reason to keep it quiet? Well, if it's said to be a fact, everyone will try to put their names on the DNR list. When an outstanding individual dies before his time, the only way to bring him back is Holy Vishnu. If one can't be resurrected because of this list, and becomes a single-use life, that would be a big loss for the community. Damn. Okay, so if you want to die in peace, too bad. You can't if you're valuable. So, a fact has been treated as a myth for the community's sake, and individuals lose the chance to know the truth. Choice. That was before the Cataclysm. After the Cataclysm, the Vishnu magic is as good as gone. People who put their names up are now very rare. Some people still did. Was there a reason to put names up even after the Vishnu magic disappeared? Yes. Putting your name up here would mean differently, depending on whether you've been resurrected or not. For those who haven't been resurrected yet, it would mean I don't want another soul to use this body. But to those who've been resurrected before, it means a completely different thing. I didn't want this resurrection. I didn't want to live someone else's life. The original soul should take charge of this. I can't believe it. I used dual blades with these long swords? The balance isn't right, and they're way too heavy to swing with one hand. No. One sword at a time might be okay, but using dual blades is crazy. Why did I learn swordsmanship in the first place?
Well, because many people died 7 years ago. You felt responsible for it and had a hard time. You studied and practiced ways to get stronger. You found those swords after asking all around. I bet they're better than what you used before. I was troubled for that long. As a priestess, I'm responsible, but not to the point of feeling troubled for 7 years. Do you guys know about the Holy Vishnu myth? At my house, there were loads of files related. There were loads of files that I've collected for 7 years. I've heard of it. I think it's just a myth, though.
I mean, Taylor's not wrong here. Dual wielding is fucking stupid. Like, in almost every case, dual wielding is just dumb. Plus, it's weird that she's struggling to lift them when previously she could. The body is the same. The only thing that's different is the soul, and now all of a sudden she can't, seemingly doesn't have the strength to wield two swords properly. I know that the lack of knowledge will be a big thing because of knowing how to balance the weight distribution in your hands, but you should still be able to, like, pick them up. It seems like she's struggling to even, hold them, which is interesting.
I heard that I was revived by that magic. The myth is true. Soul might have changed at that time. So, is it only me who's responsible for the wrong done before I died? Rather than staying buried in memories feeling stressed, would it be more productive to see it from a third-person perspective? Listen from it.
Wow, my advice was no use for the past 7 years, and now you've come to your senses. Yeah, Teo. This is more like you. Honestly, it was frustrating to see you blame yourself for so long. 7 years have already passed. No one will come now to find fault with you. Everyone saw you having a hard time for all those years. Now you should live peacefully. You deserve it.
Thank you for saying that.
Pa's not happy with that. And we know why.
Anyway, what should I do with these? Do I have to invest 7 years again to learn how to use dual blades? My memories returned to 7 years ago, but that doesn't mean my physical age gets younger. I don't have infinite time to be a fighter. Why don't you take this chance to think about training students? There are loads of fighters who wish to be your apprentice. Apprentice?
This is the grey one, which is female, which is wild to me. It looks like it should be the other way around if you ask me, but hey ho.
Where's Ryagara?
She's on probation when she dig against Sagara's orders. Bingara ended up like that.
Shouldn't Chatan take the responsibility too? Even if they insisted, she should have let them go.
Chatan is the only one who can open the portal. With Taraka gone, Chatan can't be left out.
In other words, the snake on probation is incompetent, so she can be left out.
Right!
What do you mean, right? Yagura has an important role too. You care for Sagara. It's just that you cared too much and made a mistake.
You think things will work out just by caring? Just look at the situation straight. Even Kaju, who's an Azteca, died. You're much weaker, but dare to move your mouth, not sparing yourself. Dare to move your mouth, not sparing yourself. Interesting turn of phrase. Before you cause trouble, should I take you somewhere dark and eat you up? Stop, Sona. That's a bad habit. I'm just giving advice. If she's not capable enough, at least she should follow the orders well. I can't stand someone who messes things up by being too zealous. I get it, so cool off your head.
Close, hurrah!
There's the big man himself. Big capital K.
You guys check this before you brought it here?
According to Clove, what was kept in the basement of the Earth Temple was brought as it is.
Just like when the mission was carried out 7 years ago, it was shrunk into a box form, at the place where it was found and transported. then that can't be missing. If the attempt to resurrect 7 years ago also failed, all the used items should be in their original place. How come?
Because, well, I imagine what was given to Lise is out of place. Something's missing. 7 years ago, there was a spear with a twisted end. This won't do, will it? We need to find the missing item, or find an alternate way.
It seems difficult to search for that spear right now. How about gathering power by killing more humans with the name Kubera?
Or we can find another item, if what we need is a god item of Kubera. There are others beside these and that spear. Isn't that right, Sagara?
Right. There's one more. That bracelet. Golden Knight.
However, getting your hands on that, might be a bit of a fruitless endeavor. Given that, you know, it's Asha that has that now, and, well, she is the one that thwarted your schemes 7 years ago. I doubt you'll have an easy time getting your hands on it. It's baffling. It's already been 10 minutes. Jesus.
Okay, the official letter's been sent. Except for Atera, that can't be reached. I've sent a confidential document to all cities.
Apologies, I recorded earlier in the morning than I used to record like, you know, mid-afternoon, like 4 or 5 p.m. Or 11 p.m. Now I record at like 10, 11 a.m. Just after I wake up. So if I seem or sound different, that's why. It's addressed to God Agni, so no one else will fail to open it.
Thank you.
Anyway, how did you get yourself in a position to avoid God Chandra?
Well, it's just an extension of my blasphemy.
Yeah, you're my companion. I've been harassed by these many times for blasphemy. But everyone says it's my fault. Among those with strong faith, it's hard to find someone who takes my side.
I feel you. Are those piles official letters from other cities? Can you tell me what happened from after I left Calibloom?
Oh, this. 6,511 survivors confirmed with the Terra. The Terra Temple and Magic Guild have been destroyed, so official letters cannot be sent. All news will be delivered by way of Calibloom through creation brand Brimo. Staff does look really cool, but it looks almost. It looks slightly unsettling at the same time. Season 3, episode 155, The Golden Knight 2, 5.
Did you know things would end up this way? Atera is doomed to be destroyed in one way or another.
Oh wait, no. Atera is doomed to be destroyed one way or another. That was the information from Lorraine. Said it was right to give up on it early.
It's almost like I agreed to give up on Atera, so I won't blame you. But people said you appeared here and disappeared again. Why did you come here if you already knew it was to be destroyed?
Agni! Why are you? My priestess told me to go to a more important city.
It's Calibloom that's important, not here!
No, it's here. The city is my priestess. This is the city my priestess cares for the most.
Why is she your standard for judging a city as important, you idiot?
It's my problem. My standard of judgment is different from other gods. It's because you're above all values.
Then correct that wrong standard. You shouldn't repeat the same mistake. The urgent priority is to move survivors to another city. Please check the number of places. People who won't catch fire while moving with you. For others, we'll have to call in Mr. Kasak and get his help. Call him in. My father's here.
Kasak already explained that he's posing as Kasak.
Oh, right. Mr. Kasak, could you help?
Just a peep. gesture asking him to play along. Sorry, but I can't show you this, Miss Lees. Who's never gonna get rich. Sorry, Miss Lees, who's never gonna get rich. Never gonna get rich. You're saying that again. I mean it literally. What do you mean? Then check if there's news about Miss Teo. Why? Does it bother you after hearing what I said? Of course it does! You said her nameplate was there, but now maybe something happened to her? You don't have to worry. It's written that Teo got a little hurt and healed by Hoodie Arsvins, but memory returned to 7 years ago, so she's probably taking a break from her job. 7 years ago is when Miss Teo was resurrected. Does that have to do with her nameplate missing? Well, from piecing things together, it's probably that. My sincerest apologies for my lack of self-control on yawning. There is a way to reverse the past that was resurrected by Hoti Vishnu. There's a small way of protesting the Vishnu magic, invading into the realm of death, which should be independent. It's like a balancing device at best. Impiety or in treachery against God Vishnu at worst. That's why the method is only used when it's really unavoidable. It's been passed down to the Priest of Death. If it's passed down to the Priest of Death... Mr. Claude, did you do something in the past that you don't remember? I don't know. I'm not that close to Teo to get myself involved, risking committing impiety. But I can't be sure since my memory's a mess. Maybe I wrote it down somewhere and it leaked out. Oh. To be honest, I thought you would not wake up for a long time, Priest Claude. When your sister was here to look after you, I gave her the documents that you had instructed. As soon as she left, she burned it and left a color bloom. Could it have something to do with her silence now? Document? What document? Did they ask you to give her something? Right, that thing. The document the diary burned. Something must have been there. I'm glad I left one package in the exchange diary. I should check right away. What? You've written in the last page? I'll get nagged if I use an official letter just to look for my sister. Anyway, Liz, don't tell anybody about this. The division myth putting names on the DNR list is known to the public, but no more should get out. I don't get my god in trouble. If that's the case, why are you telling me all this? You, Liz, I thought you'd better know. In others' eyes, you might be merely a professor. You might merely be a possessor of the Sword of Return. In my eyes, there is something more special than that. For instance, your personality will never get you rich. You detach your attitude towards a short lifespan, or your real name that appears along with that lifespan. A real name that appears alongside my lifespan? Think about it. The DNR list is a list of names. It means each human's death is inextricably bound to their real name. Even on the list of the dead, the ones to die are identified by their name and their real name and time of birth. Wouldn't someone who can see your lifespan know your real name too? Death is inextricably bound to one's real name. That poses a small question. If Liz were to die and be resurrected with Hoti Vishnu, resurrection and life are tied to your name, so is your soul. I'm wondering if that would cause any weird complications, given the fact she goes by a fake name. Interesting. Just a thought. I'm probably reading too much into it. Even on the list of the dead, the ones to die are identified. Oh wait, I've already read that. What the fuck am I doing? Then,
what if the person's real name is changed? Will it affect his lifespan too? Generally, real names don't change. Kind of what I was asking. Just like how your real name remains the same even if your cord leaves house. But there are rare cases where one's real name is replaced. The higher the status of the name, the clearer the ownership, and the more properly the name is used, the chances of replacing it are said to be higher. That's quite abstract, doesn't it? Oh. No, I see what you mean. I've heard something similar before. Hey, Liz. I told you all of this today for a single purpose. If one day you feel something about yourself is off, if something you can't pinpoint feels changed, remember today's encounter and come back here. Then I'll do everything I can, even if it gets my god in trouble. Bring you back to your original self.
I see. So he's basically saying that if she does get resurrected with Holy Vishnu and ends up being a different person because of a soul change, he will do what he has to get her back, get her original soul back.
Mr. Claude, you said you don't even remember me well. Why do you care so much for me?
Well, because you're never gonna get rich.
If you say that one more time, I'll punch you. Really?
I think you're able to hold out because you're that kind of person. What's on your shoulders must be heavy. But hang in there. N23. 10. 30 something. Kubera Lees. 34. 10. I'll always be cheering for you. I'll always be cheering for you. I'm zoomed out. I didn't even notice. End 23, 10, 34, 10. Kubera Lees. And seemingly on a second bubble, Ananta. Oh, Dios fucking mios. Those are some hefty implications. What? Do we think it's to do with those shoes Carly gave her? Because the vessel used for Ananta's resurrection is very important. So somebody with a god's name would probably be a pretty fucking good candidate, wouldn't they? You know, they've got to be able to withstand Ananta. But then why would Kali want that? Probably because it'll bring about the destruction of the universe, but that would mean Lee's isn't a perfect vessel. Food for thought. Damn. Isn't she like 22 right now or something? What the fuck? What year are we in? What year are we in right now? Also, what the fuck? She's gonna live exactly 23 years. She will die on her 23rd birthday. That's cruel. I assume this is month, day, hour? Or is this a time? Because this is the year. I don't know what these numbers are. I assume it's like a date of sorts. Kubera Hemwati. Lila. Not going to show us her death date. Wow, she's... Ah! How old is she? What the fuck? Hold on. If this is Lila like I think it is, because of the last name. Huh? This actually was... Bloody hell.
Serves you right, Chandra. Do you think you could handle it on your own when two primeval gods are hostile to you? You're right. But since someone with power is sitting around chewing gum, I had to step in. I'm weak. To regain the power I had before, I would have to retrieve the things I created. That's to be done at the end of this universe. Anyway, come down slowly. Even if you hurry, a long time would have passed down there anyway. You wouldn't get a chance to interfere in this fight again. Please wait, God Brahma. At least tell other gods what I found out.
Yeah, she don't want to. She's not an ally.
What did you find out?
Season 3, episode 156, The Golden Knight 2-6. So, using Kali's fragments, I connected to the node of the Taraka clan successfully. And, in that state, we started looking for Taraka. But for some reason, Manaka was there. In principle, a deadness Tika is annihilated in the 0th dimension. Maybe Kali did something to Manaka.
That's pointless now. The Taraka that you found was annihilated by Godhava.
Then, the Taraka clan is under control now.
Most of them are. As soon as Taraka was annihilated, Tarakas that lost their heads and went wild all stopped.
That's a relief. Now the problem left is Ananta. I assume his resurrection will be stopped somehow. You seem determined to interfere through Lila. God Brahma! Look at a little pout. Just a little... Wouldn't you be more influential than other primeval gods who are unable to take action at the moment? You interfered giving such a weapon to Lila. And that would mean you support her more than other Kubera.
Is that of any concern of yours? That has nothing to do with you anymore. Compared to other cities, you can't even say Calibloom is damaged. The barrier is cracked, but not broken completely. And everything's been settled outside the city. On the other hand, the terror is devastated. In Aero Plateau, magical criminal prison camp exploded.
I'm sure that won't come up. Ever. Otherwise they would, that'll never come up. There's no reason that that was mentioned. I'm sure that magical criminals won't start being important at some point.
That's why Mirha left in a hurry without saying goodbye. I understand why gods are not coming to the city. Other cities are far worse. Off. It's surprising that God Agni protected Misty Shore instead of Terra. God, the kids are safe. I'm going to see Brilith. The problem is God Chandra. In Terra, word is spreading that God Chandra attacked the city. My sister said that damage was caused when he was fighting another Sira. God Chandra's not showing up, nor is he providing any explanation. Priestess Lila, do you know anything? You're a summoner. That cloak. What? The cloak that Ron wore to Conchas. It's God Chandra's item. He said to get it back. He'll need it soon. Oh, okay. I'll get it. Ron, God Chandra said to bring this cloak back. Ron, are you sleeping? Looks like he's tired. It belongs to God Chandra anyway. Guess I can just take it. Chess, are you feeling better? I'm sure. We'll be able to find Lenny. God Agni will come and help too. Don't blame yourself too much.
Thanks for healing me. It wouldn't have been easy to work magic on me.
Don't mention it. Regeneration magic is my specialty. This is what I'd like to say. But actually, I did feel a little lost. I thought it'd be similar to the time when I used it on Mr. Kasak, but it was much different than I expected. But now I've got the hang of it, so if you need my help, let me know. And tell Ram that I took this when he wakes up.
No, not Lenny. Find another candidate. You know I've taken care of her since the cataclysm. Yes, I know. She's a half you cared for so deeply. Of course, I know. But it's not so easy to find another candidate. I'll keep your wish in mind if I find another candidate. I'll return this to you. A candidate. If another candidate is found, and save Lenny. Are you sure it's here?
Yeah. It's been his job to track names or items for the past 7 years. I'm sure he found it this time too. And the bracelet is definitely here.
Well, unlike 7 years ago, he's not in his normal state. Hold on! Does that mean what I think it means? Either I'm misreading who he is. If he is Sierra, like I think it is... Well, that might not be. But if it is, because he's also so... It's either Sierra or Claude, one of the two. And given that Claude was the one that kind of enabled them to get the items last time. But then there's... How would Claude have communicated with them? I doubt it's Claude, but then same with Sierra. But either way, that means they've been helping the fucking... One of them has been helping the Surrey all this time. If it is one of them. Yeah, and yeah. It is definitely a human, so it's either Sierra or Claude, and I'm thinking it's Sierra. It's just hard to believe a human would stay in a place like this. There seems to be no reason for it.
See? I told you so. You took that bracelet, and now you're thinking of making that name yours, aren't you?
That being, attacked Lise and took the bracelet from her. I thought I'd better see for myself, so I came along. Oh wait, no, it's this one, not Chatan.
How bizarre. That being is a human. Doesn't look like one. Go get the bracelet, Tadia. Keep in mind that your opponent is quite a skilled magician.
I think there's much more to Asha now than that.
Got it.
A lot of cracks in it.
Most magicians must say spells to use magic. Just blocking their mouth can subdue them. Now all I have to do is rip off that arm. A mouth from the hand? Hodiendra. Bavadi Marut.
Yeah. We'll do 4. I feel weird. Even though it's been 30 minutes, I feel weird not doing 4 chapters as a minimum. So we'll do 4 a minimum going forward. If it takes me longer than 30 minutes, so be it. If it takes me less, then we'll do more. General scope. But because I don't know how long the Golden Knight is. Let me know how many chapters the Golden Knight is, just so I can think about pacing it so we end on a nice point and don't have like a 1 chapter video. I should have asked this earlier, but hey ho.
It was only for a moment. What clearly came out of that hand clearly looked like an Antisura form. Sagarino?
Doesn't seem like it. And it makes sense now why want to steal Lisa's name. Interesting.
Now, from what she said, she probably knew already. If she is testing me, she told me just to get the bracelet instead of ordering me to kill. I see how I would act.
Season 3, episode 157, The Golden Knight 2, 7. What? Yeah, she's in male form now.
A fusion of the fastest magic attack and space-cutting magic. I thought she'd already surpassed humans before, but now she's even greater. Although you were in human form, she managed to make a 5th stage Rakshasa look like this. Stopping space-cutting magic might be impossible, but I at least thought you could dodge it. Guess you're slow at responding to this kind of thing. Since I'm able to regenerate myself...
Oh no, it's just Titan. Since I'm able to regenerate myself, I just don't feel the need to respond in haste. Sagara, do you predict your attack pattern and prepare yourself in advance? Why didn't you tell me and Tadia?
Well, when Ananta died, your clan either cooperated with gods or stood back with arms crossed. Even if you're now on the side that's trying to resurrect Ananta, I can't see you favorably.
We're a minority who came despite our clan's opposition. No good couldn't come from treating your hard-earned allies like this.
If this got you killed, that would prove you're useless to me. If you survived, you would learn your lesson and come to your senses. It's just ridiculous to see anyone cooperate in this kind of business yet say, I don't want to get my hands dirty. I would never have things go wrong again because of such hypocrites.
Are you doing this to me because I've retreated from Misty Shore, leaving the Soul Candidate behind? I thought I made up for it by bringing another candidate from Caliblu.
Yeah. It's not just about you. The lugworm that upset me to my core 7 years ago is the worst. That wolf who tried to oppose the enemy just by blocking their mouth instead of crushing their head is not much better. This is not a fight where you show such hypocritical mercy. You guys better believe that before it's too late. You're here. I told you to flee with me. Why did you stay there? Wherever I go, I can't avoid tracking as long as I have this.
Bro, it's about a fucking break. Look at that.
Rather than running away, the best way to prevent any hassle is to face them early and show them what I'm capable of. Sagara was afraid that it was after this bracelet, probably to gather the power, it could replace the missing spear. If it seemed difficult to retrieve the bracelet, she'll revise her plan and gather power by killing other Kubera. Is that the future you saw? The future I saw? No, that's not the future. I'm done believing in the future that operates within the given choices. That ended 7 years ago. I know those records are a trap, an order disguised as a choice. The one who created the records is manipulating the locations of the records in order to lead the one who sees them however he likes. He shows you only a small bit of infinite choices, makes you limit your thinking inside there. I didn't know that in the past. I had blind faith in the one who showed me the records, so I could not win. But not anymore. Even if it means acting outside of the given choices, I'll believe in the conclusion drawn from my head. That sounds persuasive when it's you saying it, not someone else. A human with the highest level of intelligence only believes in oneself. The old me would have been impressed. I hope that things have changed. I hope that thing that chased you here was part of your calculations too.
I imagine so. Asha never used to make mistakes like that. And well, I doubt she'll make mistakes like that again.
That's surprising. I thought you would have escaped on your own. You're the one who saw the latest records. And those records were created by a different god from the one who approached me. By comparing them to the records I saw, I'm able to find a clue to the truth. I can't let such an important source die. So that was the reason. Just unbelievable. How could a person like you be born in the modern human race? Just saying. Don't worry about me and focus on what's in front of you. It'll be tough to defend yourself from your opponent. Don't get yourself killed by looking out for me. Did the records you saw say I would be killed by that thing? No, I didn't see that. But didn't you say the records are not to be trusted blindly? They are not to be trusted blindly, but they can offer a clue. Neither the god who approached me, nor the god who approached you, would want to lose a good card here.
I wonder who approached Sierra, and who created the records that Sierra saw. This adds mystery to the theory that it was actually Carly that approached Asha, all in the past, but unsure.
If the records are both gods and warn of the danger of that thing, there is no reason for me to be afraid.
Oh! Maruna jump scare. Right. So, he can go back to human form. Which almost suggests to me that he was lying to get away from the others. Which is interesting. Why would he do that? As for Asha having an Antasura form, I'm wondering if it's going to be tied to the Kubera items. Just a suggestion. Because it's coming from the arm that she has the Golden Knight on. And, well, Lise has new items, and, well, with an answer being affixed onto her name. Suffixed. Comes afterward. It's kind of interesting. Very interesting indeed. But I guess we'll see as we go forward. Pretty good chapters, I quite like those. And with that out of the way, like, comment, sub, notification bell, share the video around. All the usual good YouTube stuff. And with that out of the way, I will say you have been you! And I hope you have time for another video. Ciao for now.